There's no other way around it. You cannot escape Dodge. So let me do the last thing, and then we'll jump on and do some lives, because I'm not I am not a traditional teacher. By the way, I love school teachers. I think they do a great job. I think we got to expect more of our kids, like actually teach them how money works. So here's the problem with it, is why do people get so stuck? They want what? Instant gratification. Instant. You're not going to get it in wholesaling. Run. You're not going to get instant gratification here. It's not going to work. Okay, the other thing you guys are all looking for is instant recognition. How do I know this? Because I see all your parents posting on Facebook, Susie got accepted to Emory University. We're so proud of her. It's just so amazing. Translation, Susie's parents are paying 60 grand a year, and when she gets out, she ain't going to have a job because she's going to have to actually learn how to sell. Now listen, I'm not against college, but it didn't do shit for me. And I'm telling you, if you go to college for business, I got to question how smart you are. I'm sorry. Like, I learned all my business basically on the streets and learning from people and actually applying to it. In my opinion, you'd be better off just interning with someone for a year or two and learning how business really works. Because let's say if college cost you 50 grand a year, 4 years, that's 200 grand. Guys, think about that for a minute. What if you went to work, worked for 2 years for free, which by the way, you probably get paid. You get paid if you work with me. So you're 4 years behind, you've earned no income, you're already 200 grand in the hole. All that lost opportunity, you could have been earning like 50 grand a year, even in just like a basic job, like learning the ropes as a salesperson, whatever. Going to college for business is going to cost you $1 million right off the bat. Don't believe me? My biggest mistake, one of my absolute biggest mistakes. And then I tried to apply the principles to college. I'm so a resume, you guys, resume's a joke. I only do resumes for people that want to work for me and want a W-2. You know why? Because I know you'll do it. Because you are a good old boy or girl who's just going to, I just want to get by. And let me ask you, any of you think you can get by on 50, 60 grand a year in today's world? Not in this economy. Not with this administration. You're in big trouble. Like the cost of everything has almost tripled. Real estate's basically tripled, if not quadrupled, depending on what market you're in. Like, guys, that system's broke, so we're not going to go over it. So you guys want instant recognition. You're not getting it. By the way, I didn't even get looked at till 7 years in the business. Nobody would listen to one thing I ever had to say. Now I got kids trying to teach you how to do wholesaling after 2 or 3 months because there's people out there that teach coaches how to be the coach. So you pay them 20 grand and it's like a big fat Ponzi scheme. Ask me how I know. The next one is you all want confirmation. Confirmation. What do I mean by confirmation? You want everyone to endorse what you're doing and accept it, right? Oh my God, I'm doing wholesaling. I'm going to make a ton of money, and they're all going to go, what the hell are you doing? It sounds like a scam. Get out of here. And you are not going to get recognition like when your parents go, hey, Susie's going to Emory. You are not going to get the same recognition that you're used to, and it's going to be culture shock to you. And so Susie's working for the marketing department over in the local cannabis company. Okay. Susie's selling weed, and she went to college for 4 years. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay. So now that we know that you're not going to get this, what do you actually need? This is so freaking simple. I'm just going to lay it out, and then we're going to take live calls. Number one, you must sacrifice. What are you going to sacrifice? Time. Going out with some of your friends. Drop your Starbucks habit. Put the alcohol down. Guys, it's $15, $20 for a mixed drink. It's a different world out there. Listen, I want you to have a good time, but if you don't have any money to have a good time, what's the frickin' point? Next one. You're going to have to understand you are going to have to outwork everybody. If you're not willing to outwork people, they're going to outwork you. This is how the real world works. Whoever outworks the other person wins. End of story. There's no other way around it. This is why I was so good. This is why Zach was so good at 16 on. He just buried his head. So while a lot of you were out partying and doing all your stuff, I did it when I was young, but I taught my son, if you'll make a sacrifice now, give me 2 years, I will set you 30 years ahead of anybody else ahead of you. Look forward to my son now. He can do what he wants. He has no mortgage. Everything's paid for. Guys, I didn't achieve any of that stuff till like my mid-30s. And I did everything the hard way. And I'm just telling you, if I can grab anybody here and tell you, if you will make the sacrifice, if you will outwork, are you willing to outwork anyone? Do a 12-hour, 15-hour day. It's no big deal. I worked 7 days a week for the first 2 years when wholesaling. Last one. You got to learn to be a stoic. If you don't know what this is, look it up. And a stoic is a principle taught all the way back from Roman times. And they teach you how to be humble, how to lose your ego, but how to battle anybody and how to win at anything with grace and dignity. Like that phone call I made to you today, I just buried my ego and I blamed myself and I said, I'm an idiot. I screwed up the communication. How can I make it up to you? I didn't go into, well, you know, I'm worth $10 million and I closed 3 billion deals. I go, listen, I closed over 5,000 deals. I'm good for it. I'll send you 10 grand as a good faith offer. You got to sign a document. By the way, my document covers my ass if he doesn't sell me the property. I wasn't born yesterday, but the document's very straightforward. So Stoicism teaches you to lose your ego. Ego is the number one killer in wholesaler. You guys got to know that now. We're all wired for it. You know what ego is. It's your edging God out is basically the initials for it, but it's your ability to always be right, to win every argument, and to be significant. So you got to shut your mouth. You got to listen to sellers, and you got to learn how to talk craftily and have a extreme intention, because most people just ramble in this world. So guys, that's it on the whiteboard. I can go on all day on that, but I'm just here to tell you, I want you to think about this. Me and Zach just got back from Europe a little while ago, and my last stop was in Milan. Interesting place. I'm not like a big fashion guy, but if you want to look back to history, so I talk about the Romans and Stoics. So anybody who's been on the Milan, there's the Milan Cathedral. Unbelievable. Like this piece of real estate, you look at it, you're like, how? Think about this. You guys freak out. Milan's a pretty place, but it's crowded. But a lot of shopping there, I can tell you that. A lot of great food. But there's if you think about, like, somebody builds a house and it takes 3 to 5 years, people freak out. Oh my God, that takes forever. People freak out when something takes 50 years. The Milan Cathedral took 579 years to build. Wrap your head around that. You want to talk about sacrifice, outworking. Listen, they went through multiple wars. They went through multiple, like, administrations, whatever you want to call them back, governments. They went bankrupt. It is like, you look at it and you're like, it almost looks like it's like, it just doesn't look real when you look at it. You can go to the Cologne Cathedral too. That one took 632 years. And guys, these things are worth $1 billion plus. It's a church. Not here to get in like churches and how they spend money, because I think it's absolutely crazy. But think about the sacrifice someone decided to make. Someone decided to make it for basically 10 generations later. We're in a world right now, I can't get people to wait 3 to 6 months to make a sacrifice. So if they're willing to wait 632 years and 579 years, can you give me 6 months? If you can give me 6 months, you got a great shot. If you give me 2 years, I will give you a 25-year leapfrog upon anyone else around you. And here's the other problem, guys. You guys are comparing yourself to other people. Why? The only thing you compare yourself is to what you did yesterday and become the better version. Listen, society sucks. People just want to get by. They don't care. I love people, but like, my work ethic is, I just don't understand people. I like money. I think money's fun. Money solves a lot of problem. And I don't work 90 hours a week. Like, I don't. I don't have to. Honestly, I'd never have to work another day in my life. All my property would pay for everything. But I made a sacrifice, guys. And I'm telling you, if you're willing to make that sacrifice, we can get it going. So now I got to figure out how to bring some people on here. So if you want to be invited